Alright, what is going on, you guys? Today I want to talk about the amount of money I have spent on my Corolla. So, with all that being said, let's hop into the video. So, I have pretty much gone through and made a list of all the things I have done to this car. So, and I've kind of broken them down from exterior mods to interior mods to the performance mods that I have done to this car. So, and I'm going to talk about some of the mods that I have had previously, and I'm going to add those in the cost, but then subtract them at the end because I still own those parts. So, but let's first start off with all the exterior mods. So, one of the first ones, I don't want to say one of the first ones, but pretty close to when I first bought this car, I needed to get new wheels, or I should say new tires, and then I ended up buying wheels with the tires. So these are the Niche Misano. I'm not exactly 100% sure exactly what they are, but they're the Niche Misano, and they have a number after them. So they're the 18 by 8.5 inches, and I have Continentals, the control contacts on here. They are not the like highest performance tire, but they're also not they're like a kind of a good all year tire. So even though in Florida it doesn't snow, but they are still a decent tire for what they are. And with that, the wheels, I paid about $1,000 for all four of them, and then the tires, I just recently got those put on probably like 4 or 5 months ago, and I think I paid $900 for them to be installed, mounted, and bound. So right there is like $1,900 or something like that. And then to go along with those, I ended up not liking the monster truck look, so I ended up getting, you guys won't be able to see it at all, but you can see the top hats right here. So I ended up getting Rev 9 coilovers. So those ran me for about $500. I think they're a little bit more pricier now, but not that much more pricey. So, but just wheels and the suspension setup, you're looking at like $2,500 or something like that, just on wheels, tires, and stuff. Then also too, when I bought the car, I needed new rotors and brake pads, so I ended up getting a set of power stop rotors and brake pads, drilled and slotted, and I think I paid about $170 for all that stuff. So, and that was just for the front two. The rears are obviously they're drum brakes, so I haven't even touched those yet, but I do plan on upgrading this to the XRS rear brake kit sooner or later, so I can have disc on all four wheels. And then the next thing on the list is window tint. I get asked this a lot. What window tint I have on my car. I have 15% all the way around, and I have nothing on the windshield. And with that, I paid about $150 to get the windows tinted. This was almost 2.5 years ago, so I think nowadays with the inflation and everything, it's probably double that. The thing that went with those was the AVS window visors that I have on here. They're in channel. I ended up ordering those off of Amazon. I paid like 50 bucks for it. So, and if you guys are interested, I'll be putting all the links to every single thing I talk about in the description. So that way 99% of the stuff was either ordered from Amazon or eBay. Black out my emblems, the front and the rear. And that I use a can of Hyper Dip, which is the glossier version of Plasti Dip, and a can of that shipped is like $25. Oh, then the next thing I did on this car was the rear spoiler. Remember, this is also a base model Corolla, so it literally had like nothing added to it from factory. So I put the S-style spoiler on there, as well as a third brake light decal that says Corolla. So with that, the spoiler, I think I paid $125, and that decal I paid like 10 bucks. After I did the spoiler, probably a week or so later, I ended up putting on some new blacked out headlights. I think these are actually like factory from I think the Corolla S's come with blacked out headlights, but these were just a set I found on Amazon, and I think I paid about $100 for the set. So they were they're not bad, but I did have to re-clear coat the headlights because they were peeling and getting pretty oxidized after like a year of having them on there. So they are cheap, and the clear coat on them is even cheaper. The thing I put on here were fog lights with this daytime running light on here. Right now I don't have the daytime running lights hooked up because of the turbo kit that I added. I ended up cutting a lot of the wires so I could fully take off my bumper, but I ended up putting that on here, and that has the daytime running light and its sequential LED with the fog light, everything built into it. I paid like, I think $60 for that. That was like 2 years ago. Now I think to find those, I think they're like 150. So really expensive for that thing now. Then the next thing I did was the VLAND taillights. Let me turn on my headlights real quick. As well as the rear bumper lights. These are kind of like knockoff Altus lights. These don't light up over here, just has the light right here. So, and then those. And those tail lights, I bought them, I think they were about $160. And again, I think they're a lot more expensive now than they were when I bought those. And then the bumper lights, I paid like 20 bucks for off of Amazon. And then one of the biggest transformation pieces on this car was buying the body kit. So this body kit came with just the front and the back. Hopefully the lighting is decent to see this. If not, you'll be able to see it in plenty of my other videos. So, and I even made install videos on putting this on here. Right now it's just the black polyurethane plastic or whatever. I do plan on either painting it or wrapping it. I'm not sure what I plan on doing yet, but I bought that, the S-style side skirts. Oh, and the body kit, I think I spent about $300 on that. So I think that was the total, the front two and the splitters. I think it was like $300 or $350 or something like that. Then the next thing I bought that is actually tucked away, because when I put my bumper back on, is this tow strap. I bought this on Amazon. I think I paid like 10 bucks, and I just mounted it as a crash bar. It's not a practical mod, just a visual one. Then the next one were these hella horns. I put dual hella horns on here. I got the yellow ones. I don't think they make a difference between the yellow and the red, but I think with that and the harness that came with this, I believe it was about like $40 for the horns and the harness. I guess one of the last, exterior mods or something would be these hood struts. They work great, and I have no complaints about them. They don't seem like they're gonna fail anytime soon, but I probably just jinxed myself now. But yeah, they work great. I don't need to use the hood prop. That doesn't get in my way anymore. So, and I bought those off of Amazon. I think I also paid like $50 for them. So now if we add up all those exterior mods, I'm at $3,420. So that is a lot of money to spend on just visual stuff, but that's what I ended up doing. It's kind of what happens too when you buy a base model car. You don't get any of the like sporty accessories that come with it. So I mean, just spoiler, the body kit, all that stuff is pretty pricey to add, while if you bought the S model, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So, but yeah, it was like $3,400 just for the exterior mods. So let's hop on the inside and take a look at what I've done in there. Alright, so hopping on the inside, one of the first things I did to this car, install this radio. Yeah, like I was saying, the first mod that I really overdid to this car was put an aftermarket radio. I started off with a cheap one I bought off of Amazon. I think I paid like $115 for it. But then I ended up upgrading to an iDoing radio, which is a little bit more pricier than that. I think I paid about $300 for this radio. But this radio is super nice because it has wireless CarPlay. I believe it also has wireless Android Auto and everything like that. So yeah, you don't need any cords or anything, and my phone is synced up to this with CarPlay. So that is probably the best mod. It sounds a lot better. The screen quality is nice, and also too, it like this this unit like blends in so nicely with this car. It's like it was meant to be on this car. So some people think it looks dumb. Other people, like me, I think it looks amazing and it fits this spot perfectly. I'll put the links for the cheap one I had in here, which I had no regrets. It just didn't have CarPlay or anything like that. While this one has all that stuff built in. Another thing that I have done to this car is, if I hit my hazards, I have the Diode Dynamics flasher relay, which helps for putting LEDs in like your blinkers and stuff like that. It helps the hyper flashing, and it also gives you some weird modes, like when you turn on your hazards, you can do like wig wag and stuff like that. But yeah, that one is like 50 bucks or whatever. I ordered off of Amazon too. I ordered that a while ago, but your normal blinker is normal. So, I mean, for everybody who always wonders about it, it's just a normal blinker. So, and it gives you the one touch ability. So like you just press down and it will flash a couple times and then shut off like a newer car would do that. Thing that I've added to this car when I did the radio, I also put in a reverse camera. So that's nice to have on a car, is have a reverse camera. As well as I put in a front camera, but again, when I did the turbo setup, I cut it. The backup camera I paid like 20 bucks for. Again, the wire is cut right now. I gotta splice it all back together and put quick disconnects and stuff like that. But I paid like another $25 or something like that for the front camera. Then something else too that my car did not have, that I ended up adding, was keyless entry. So I can unlock and lock the car with a remote and pop the trunk as well. And that was $40. One I've done was add a dash cam, a Vantrue dash cam. I've had no complaints about this dash cam so far. The quality is really good, and I don't ever have, I think I've noticed it one time and over the year I've had this car, is it's only given me an error about my SD card one time. While I've had plenty other dash cams that always give me errors and stuff like that about that. And this one, Vantrue, is a high quality one. I think I paid like $170 on sale, but I have no problems. It is a front, and I have one in the back, so you can see front and rear. I've added, we'll hop into the trunk. Hopping into the trunk, I've added a Rockville Auto sub and amp combo. So the sub and amp are built into it, and it still gives you plenty of trunk space because it is a very slim unit. And I paid about $200 for that. And then while we're in here, I also added this vinyl plank flooring, which is literally just stuck to the hard plastic piece. And I paid about $20 for that. So then before we sit down, I want to talk about the next one, which is these Classio seat covers. So these are a genuine leather, perforated leather seat cover that fits amazing in this car. So they're very tight fit. They look OEM. You would never guess that there's anything, like it wasn't supposed to come like that. So those were really pricey. I think I paid a little bit over $400 for these, but came with the front and the back, headrest, everything like that. And yeah, they're really nice. I have no complaints about them, except for the price. And then the next thing I want to talk about are these floor mats. These are the 3D mat, and they fit this car really nicely. So they have the front, the back, and the driver's side, and they all fit really good. And if you guys are interested in picking up a set of these, I actually have a discount code to save you guys $10 off your set, and also spend over $100 and you will get free shipping. Then while we're down here, we'll talk about the aluminum pedals. So these are Sparco aluminum pedals. They are a universal kit. I needed to drill and screw these into the pedal, but once they fit on there, they fit and look really nicely. So, and they're a nice aluminum pedal. They have good grip, and I have no complaints about them. And those were about $40. Then the next thing we'll talk about is the shift knob. This one is actually one of the ones I ordered off of Wish, so I won't really be able to give you a link for it, but this is a leather wrapped aluminum shift knob that says TRD on it, and it actually feels and shifts nicely with this. So this is a 5-speed with the reverse on the right side. They sell them in a 6-speed as well, but I think I only paid like $5 or $10 for this one. But then anyways, hopping onto the carbon fiber. This is a carbon fiber vinyl that I ended up buying from eBay. I think I spent about $30 on this set. And it comes with a lot more. I just haven't put it in yet. So it comes with the stuff to put on the sides here, over the glove box. I believe it comes with some stuff to put on the sides here. But yeah, I still have to put more in here, but I haven't had a chance yet because I've been super busy. I put in this dual USB right here with a voltage meter. This was, I think it was like 15 bucks off of Amazon, so not too bad. And it fills in the, it's actually, what's nice about this is it actually piggybacks off of the cigarette lighter that is in here. So your cigarette lighter still works, and also it sends power to this. So for $15, gives you OEM like quality stuff, and all you do is just plug in off your cigarette lighter, and both of them still work. For $15 is nice, and it tells you your voltage as well. One of the last things I have done in the interior is this steering wheel cover. This is actually from a company called East Detailing. They sell really nice quality sew-on covers for your car. So if your steering wheel is like kind of pitting or having some looking kind of gross or ugly, this covers up any of that, and it makes it a little bit thicker and feels really nice. And again, this is also made with genuine leather, I believe. For what it is, I think it was like 50 bucks. And it looks amazing in here. So you can get them with the whatever color stripe, whatever color contrast you want. I picked yellow because I think yellow is going to be my contrast color for this car. And I guess another thing I have added to this car would be the I bought a Corolla S steering wheel, and it came with all the buttons and the cruise control. So my car did not have any of this stuff when I bought it, so this was an upgrade too. I think I spent like $110 on the steering wheel, and everything else. Oh, I had to buy a clock spring too to get the buttons to have the wiring to work. But I mean, the controls and everything on the unit work perfectly fine for skipping, turning the volume up, and everything like that. So now if we add up all the stuff I have done to the interior so far, we are at about $1,500, give or take. I've been kind of rounding up some numbers or whatever, so we're at $1,500 in mods that I have done to the interior of this car, which were mainly the seat covers and the dash cam were like probably the biggest things, but then all the other miscellaneous stuff I have done. Oh, I guess another thing I have added to was this sliding armrest. This right here I think was like 50 bucks. It feels nice, it's nice and cushiony. But one of the biggest problems I do not like about this is it sticks out farther than the normal armrest does. So putting a cup in here that is like semi long or tall is actually like, you have to lift this up in order to get your cup out and then be able to put it back in. So that's one of the biggest pet peeves. But if you only have one cup and you're only always having one cup, it's not a big deal. But to me, I'm still trying to find the XRS armrest, which has the second compartment and it slides forward and backwards. So, but I can't find any of them at any junkyards or on eBay. I don't know if you guys would consider it a performance mod, but that's where I'm heading to now, are the performance mods. So I have added a Monkey Wrench Racing short throw shifter, which reduces the throws by about 25%, and it feels nice compared to the stock one. And then with that, I complemented it with the solid brass bushings that they sell as well. The solid brass bushings, I don't even know if we'll be able to see them or not. There's one down here. The bushings and the short throw shifter, the bushings I think were about $20, and then the short throw shifter was about $80. So $100 in the shifter. All right, and before we get any farther into the performance mods, I want to talk about the stuff that I had on the car previously, which were DNA motoring headers, which I spent honestly like $110 for. But nowadays, you can't find them at all. So I spent $100 on, like $110 on the headers, and then like another $30 on heat wrap. for the headers. And then I had this InGen cold air intake that I think I spent, that was actually pretty pricey, but that actually ran down into the fender liner, and that was like $240. So, but those were what was on the car before. Oh, then another thing that I guess is still on the car, but not really at the same time, but it is still on there, is my AMT tune, my stage 2 tune with the pops and bangs and everything like that. That was $900. So, and I wish I could sell it, but it's really not anything to sell. It's because it's pretty much like ECU specific with like your VIN specific. So, I mean, the only way to really do it would be to find someone with like the same exact Corolla with the same exact ECU, and then you'd have to load your software on there from the laptop and everything like that. So, but those 3 mods I would not classify in the car at this moment, so we could scratch those off the list and then get into the other stuff that is actually on the car. So one of the other things that are still on here are my Red Bullet solenoids. Those were almost $300. There's always a big hit or miss on if these are working or not, but I think they are, but I am not gonna say that they're not. So, but I have those on here. If anything, they were a great replacement for the old OEM ones that I had. And then one of the other ones I have put on here is a oil catch can. This is actually a cheap one I ordered off of Amazon. I think I honestly paid like 20 bucks for that. So, and that reroutes everything. Oh, but I did pay 20 bucks for that, but I ended up buying some Mishimoto hose because the hose that comes with that is actually really crappy. I think the hose was like 15 bucks. So I paid like 35 bucks for a oil catch can. The last thing I want to talk about is the turbokits.com kit I have on my car. So that came with the plug and play fuel and injector controller that plugs straight into your ECU, that piggybacks off of that, a bunch of stuff, and then all the shiny intercooling piping. You can see some of it down there as well, and then as well as the intercooler. And then you can see the, hopefully you can see the turbo back there with the filter and everything like that. All in all, the turbo kit was about $4,200, and I think it's pretty pricey, but it does make this car a million times more fun to drive. So, but with all that being said, the performance upgrades, if we add up all the mods that I have added to the car before, I spent $6,100, just about $6,200 on all the performance mods. But then you subtract all the other stuff that I'm not on the car right now, it was about $4,600. So $4,600 in performance mods to make this a turbocharged Corolla that can't even put the power to the wheels. So that is one of the next things I want to talk about, or the next things I want to talk about are the things I still need to do to this car, which is put a new stage 2 clutch in here. I've been looking around. I have not found exactly what I'm looking for yet. But if you guys have any recommendations for clutch upgrades on this car, because my clutch is slipping and I don't know how much longer it's going to last with this setup. So I'm trying not to, I'm babying it now. Like, I'm trying not to destroy my clutch. I still want this car to be drivable right now, but I do need to put a new clutch in here sooner or later. I know I have seen a few, but I'm not sure which ones are still decent enough for daily driving, but are good enough for holding the power down. All right, so after crunching all these numbers and adding everything up, again, we spent $3,400 on the exterior mods of this car. We have spent about $1,500 on the interior of this car, and then about $4,600 on the performance mods of this car. So with all that being said, drum roll, we have spent $9,500 on this car in total. So yeah, that's a lot of money for a car that was only worth about $5,000 when I bought it. So, and the thing is, I still got way more plans for more things to do in this car. So Yeah, I've spent $9,500 on this car. I still need to spend more. If you guys have any other suggestions on new mods I should do to the car, like I said, if you guys have a suggestion on the clutch upgrade, please let me know. I know some of you guys have turboed your Corollas before, so let me know what you guys are running and also what you guys want to see next with the Corolla. So I know I'm not completely done with the car yet, but I am getting to the final steps of this is almost where I want. I still want to aim for more power on this car eventually, so but right now I want to try to aim for like the 225 to 250 wheel right now, as is, like with maybe like 10 psi of boost. I think we can do it with a clutch upgrade and a nice exhaust. I think we can probably hit around the 230 mark or something like that. So I want to be a little conservative. I don't want to go straight to like 15-20 psi boost because I know this 2ZR is not going to hold up to that. But 10 psi is like pushing it, but not like to the point where it's going to blow up every time I drive it. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.